Hello everyone, welcome to my studio. My name is Amy Wilson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live in Paducah, Kentucky. The purpose of today's video is to share the August 2025 Farmhouse Florals paper pumpkin kit with you. And I'll share several alternative projects that I created with the kit, as well as some helpful hints that you can use whether you're stamping with this kit or in your own studio. So we will go on and get started by transferring you to my work surface. So just bear with me as I do that. And as I get you clipped into my, don't know if this is even recording. Okay, now we're back at the ceiling. Okay, I'm going to continue on. I feel like I'm live. I don't know if I have watchers yet, but we'll continue right on as if I do. Farmhouse Florals is the name of this paper pumpkin kit, and with each kit you get full color instructions, and I love to start by looking at this page where it has all three projects on one page, and it tells you all the parts and pieces that you need to sort and separate and stamp in order to create the projects that the kit is designed to create. I do that first, and then I stamp everything, and then I can just relax and assemble. So there's full color instructions with each of the projects as well, so that you can put them together. And Stampin' Up! Is excellent about listening to our needs and our wants, and they have provided in these stamp sets some internal sentiments for you. So the stamp set that comes in the kit is called Farmhouse Florals, and it has these wonderful cursive little notes, as well as some that look kind of like a typewriter. I love this one. Good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. Isn't that sweet? So that is the standard photopolymer stamp set that came in this month's kit, but you also got a bonus stamp set in this kit. This has the little tea kettle, as well as some flowers that you can stamp to put in there. For a great friend, always here for you. I love this one as well. So that is a bonus stamp set that came in this month's kit. So some of the sentiments can be used on the inside of your card. So my helpful hint to start with card number 1, which is the pretty one with the window that has the window full of floral arrangements. My helpful hint on this one is to start by stamping the inside of your card, because these card bases are not pre-printed for this particular one. So if you stamp the inside, it doesn't look exactly like you want it, you can fold that and make that your card front, and you're going to cover it up so no one will ever know that it's not exactly as intended. The other thing that I will point out is you do need to stamp the repetitive image here if that's what you want to stamp on your card. So I'm going to show you what I did for card number 1. I actually didn't do any of them as designed by the kit. So they're very similar, and I will show you each of the ones that I did. This one, I used the exposed brick textured impressions embossing folder, and on Cajun Craze ink, or Cajun Craze cardstock, and I just cut the card base apart that was intended for this card, and I put it on the inside so that I have a place to write on this dark cardstock. Everything else is the same, just like the kit, but that was the exposed brick 3D embossing folder that I used on this card. So that's Cajun Craze. Let me know if you love that one. I also used exposed brick on this one, just with basic beige cardstock. So same concept. I didn't include anything on the inside because this is a light enough cardstock color that you can write right on that. And then my last, basically it's an alternative to the first card design, uses the plaster painting embossing folder on Lost Lagoon cardstock. Now, I love historic homes, and I thought Lost Lagoon looked like an excellent historic home paint color. So possibly the plaster walls in this historic home with this beautiful window and floral ledge was painted Lost Lagoon. So that is the color that I chose. Let me know if you're seeing a favorite, whether you're watching me live or watching the replay. So those are my helpful hints with card number 1. So I'm going to put those down here. And then let's go on over to card number 2. Card number 2, I did create just as described by the instructions. I did make a mistake. So I don't know if you've noticed in your kit or not, but there are bags and typewriters that you're going to pop up on dimensionals that are right over what's pre-printed on the card base. So if you're going to use the pretty repetitive image on your card, you need to stamp that first over the pre-printed bag so that you can pop the next bag up on dimensionals and put it right over the top of that, okay? I didn't do that, so mine does not have that pretty repetitive image on the background, and therefore it doesn't coordinate with the envelope, really. So I'll just give it a different envelope and use that one for something else. So just helpful hints on this, creating this card. They recommended 12 inches of linen thread, and you can measure down the side of your instructions, but 12 inches is a lot. 8 is plenty, 9 if you want to have super extra room to create that bow. And what I did is I looped the thread underneath the handle and tied the tag onto it. And you notice the tag has a little dimensional too. So when you're working with the handles, even those, the dimensionals that are in your kit are mini dimensional, so they're already smaller. Cut one of those in half and use half of it on each end of your handle for your bag. I think that'll make creating a little bit easier for you. So that is card number 2 as designed by the kit. And then card number 3, they promised us florals in unusual places. And this one has floral images coming right out of a typewriter. So when you create this one, of course, you can stamp on the inside. You really can't flip this one inside out if something goes wrong, but you can put a piece of paper over the top of that. So what I've done on this one is the typewriter image. I've popped it up on dimensionals as suggested. I stamped just a note on the cute little piece of typing paper. It's actually cardstock, but we'll call it typing paper. And there's a slit in this typewriter that you can slip that note right down in there. And then you just add the floral images around it. Isn't that cute? Now, I made a mistake on this one too. If you want the repetitive image, you have to stamp it before you put your typewriter on top. So mine does not have the repetitive image across the back here, okay? So remember to do that. Do as I say, don't do as I do, because I missed it on both of these cards. And this coordinates well with the envelope flap. Isn't it pretty? So I do have some alternatives. I wanted to point out that I used one of our brass butterflies here on the bag card. They look like this. A whole slew of them comes in this package. You get 80 little brass butterflies. So I wanted you to notice that I thought it could use a little brass butterfly. I thought that would be fun. And then this card is created as intended by the kit. However, this card is cute, and it just doesn't have any dimension like this one does. Okay, so I stamped just a note right on here. And then that freed up a typewriter for me to use on an alternative project. So I'm going to bring that in. And show you that I created just this uber simple card using my extra typewriter and the extra piece of, we're going to call it typing paper. I stamped 2 things, just a note to say, and then I popped my typewriter up on 1 layer of dimensionals, but I popped that paper up on 2 layers of dimensionals so that the paper really looks like it is facing forward on that typewriter. I created my tabletop using a new pack of designer series paper called Gathering Together, and that will be available in the September through December 2025 mini catalog that launches for customers next week on Wednesday. I believe that's Wednesday, September the 3rd. And I have another Facebook Live that evening to show you the inside of that catalog. So that's how I created that tabletop. It's just designer series paper. And on the inside, I used the sentiment that I liked so much. Good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. Now, if you'll notice on this paper, there's lots of little speckles. We used to have a paper that was called Naturals, and this is very much like that. Typewriters are a little old-fashioned. I don't know when the last time was that you saw one. Drop in the comment if you've typed on a typewriter. I learned to type on a typewriter, but it was an electric one. It wasn't manual. So the paper is a little speckled, and that's intentional. So I used a blender brush and crumb cake ink just to add a little shadow back behind my stamped image or my die cut image. So that is one of my alternative projects that coordinates with this kit. Because I used one of the dies that's designed to be in the kit. Now the next one I'm going to show you uses a piece of the envelope flap. So I took the envelope and simply cut the flap off and used the flap as the 5th piece of my designer series paper for this card. I love the little sentiment, "You're simply the best." That's in the 2nd stamp set that you got as an addition to your paper pumpkin kit this month. So this is the card that I created using designer series paper from our catalog. So I'm going to show you that. It is actually the 2025-2027 in color 6" by 6" designer series paper. And all of our in colors are 15% off for the entire month of August 2025. So if you are interested in any of the in color products that I'm showing you tonight, or anything and everything that has one or more of these in colors in it, is discounted on my website. So these are the 4 pages that come in the pattern paper for the in color designs, and they are 6" by 6". And I wanted a 5th one, so I used the envelope flap. This one's Strawberry Slush, of course, and this one is Secret Sea, which is the coordinating ink color that comes in your paper pumpkin kit this month. I don't know if you noticed, but the flat pearls are also on here. I used the Secret Sea ones on those 3 spots. So they are 15% off. And the actual in colors are Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, and Secret Sea. So those are the 5 in colors for 2025 through 2027. So that is, aren't they pretty? Do you have a favorite? Secret Sea was predominant in this particular kit. And Strawberry Slush is a returning in color from years gone by. Also on this card is a little bit of white baker's twine, and I've thoroughly enjoyed using this baker's twine essentials pack. You get 5 different colors in one pack, and I use the white a lot, but all the colors are great. I love to print a stamp case cover for each of my stamp sets, and I actually just hole punch them and put them in a binder, and then I can flip through and look for images, and you can print it in color if you want. I usually print mine in black and white. I can kind of visualize what the cards look like at the point in time, but what I'm looking for mainly is sentiments and images. So there's one of these for each of the photopolymer stamp sets that came in your kit this month, and you can find that in the email that Stampin' Up! Sends you along about the 18th of each month. If you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you get that email from Stampin' Up! And it shows you alternative projects, it shows you the unboxing video, and it provides you with that stamp case insert. And don't forget that we have a set of coordinating dies. This is called Circle of Season dies. And these coordinate with the August, September, and October paper pumpkin kits. So we had the Pretty Strawberry last month. We'll have the Acorn next month, as well as the Leaf, Hello, and the little circle coordinated with this month. And I didn't use either one of those, and my apologies for that. Keep that in mind. That's $12 to subscribers. It's only available to you. So if we look forward to the month of September, Fall for Twall is the name of the paper pumpkin kit for the month of September. And you can see just a snippet of it here on this flyer, and that really doesn't give you much of an idea of what you're going to get. So I'm going to try to give you a better idea of what is actually in this kit. So I know that this kit will make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with coordinating envelopes. I know that there will be metallic foil details and even grosgrain ribbon. It's been a long time since we've had a ribbon in a paper pumpkin kit. There'll be pre-cut paper pieces as well as printed sentiment labels. Your ink spot this month, for the month of September, will be Cajun Craze. Cajun Craze is the color that I used in this alternative project. And this stamp set and paper pumpkin kit also coordinates with the Autumn Toile Sweet collection that will be in the September through December mini catalog. So I happen to have the Autumn Toile Designer Series paper here. So I wanted you to see that because I know this kit that's coming up in September coordinates with this suite. So it'll coordinate with the paper. So there are 3 sheets of, does that make it, oh, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 designs. So there's 3 sheets of each. So on the back of these 2 is this design, okay? So there's 3 sheets. Love the trees, love the wildlife in the trees. Then there are 3 sheets with this design. So this is on the back of all 3. Okay, isn't this going to be pretty? Love this one. Super simple to create pretty autumn cards using this paper. And then this is the back. So all of our, we call it designer series paper, it's pattern paper. All of our pattern paper is printed on one side with a floral image or scenery or whatever. And then on the back side is typically a geometric design or maybe an artistic impression of color. But that is the Autumn Toile Designer Series paper that will look like our September Fall for Toile paper pumpkin kit. So now that you know about September, let's flip back and talk about August again. There is a refill available for the August Farmhouse Florals paper pumpkin kit. That refill is $13.50 and it's available on my website, which is amywilson.stampinup.net, and Amy is spelled with an I. You can go there and purchase that refill kit. A refill is all of the parts and pieces that you need to create your cards, but it does not include the stamp sets, the ink spot, or the block. So it's just the consumables, not the non-consumables. And then my next Facebook Live that will be dedicated to the September September Paper Pumpkin Kit, Fall for Toile, is Tuesday, September 23rd, if you want to put that on your calendar. I'll be live at 6 p.m. Central Time or 7 p.m. Eastern Time if you're in the Eastern Time Zone. And I actually will be in a different location attempting to do a Facebook Live that night with my paper pumpkin kit that I have with me in my temporary location. So bear with me next month and let me know if you have questions. Remember to share this Facebook Live on your own Facebook page so that I can enter your name into a drawing to win your choice of one of these alternative projects. Thank you for spending a little bit of your evening with me. Happy stamping.